Okay, Herc, lots to talk about when it comes to this game. Let's start, though, with Jim Curtin's comments there. LAFC, the best team we've ever seen in MLS. What do you make of it?
No, but let me address Jim Curtin when he talks about when you critique his team. We're not going to start with you lost to arguably the best MLS soccer team in its history, like you said. We're going to say you had it. It was yours, and you let it go. Leg one in Philly. You could have put that game away. You did not, which is why you're in this situation. Yes, LAFC is a very good team, so let me answer your question. No, they're not the best team in history. That title still goes to the 2017 Toronto FC team in my book. And you could argue maybe a few others. Your DC team was a very good team, but let me make a case for Toronto FC, and I'll get out to your DC team. Toronto FC, let's see, 2017, they won the Supporters' Shield, the Canadian Championship, MLS Cup, and then went on to beat America and Tigres to get to the final of the CONCACAF Champions League versus Chivas, where they tied on aggregate and lost on penalty kicks, a few injuries along the way, et cetera, et cetera. But that team was stacked. You look at the players, you look how well they played, you look at the brand, look at the style, you look at everything they did and accomplished. That's the team that I hold the bar as the best team in Major League Soccer's history. I know you're going to say the 1997-98 team, but 1998 didn't win MLS Cup. They didn't win the Open Cup. They did go on to win the version of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, today's CONCACAF Champions League. And then after that, got to play, was it Gremio? In that Intercontinental Final. Vasco da Gama. So, apologies. And beat them, yes. Very, very good team. Lots of stars. Pretty much put Major League Soccer on the path it is on today. But this LAFC team, very good team. Very good team. They won MLS Cup last year. Yes. Very good game. To Philly, by the way. It was that even. They went to penalty kicks. They won the Supporters' Shield last year. On goal differential to Philly. Again, Philly, the same team that Jim Curtin's saying, hey, put some nuance into this criticism. But they got bounced in the Open Cup to the LA Galaxy. This LA Galaxy who today is a shadow of the former self. So they've not won something that could put them into that category yet. They're on the verge of competing for something like that, yes. But you can't say it right now. Right now, in my eyes, it's still Toronto FC.
Okay. So Jim Curtin might be right? Because in the hypothetical, I think if you put this LAFC team, if you put this LAFC team on a field for 90 minutes against any team in MLS history, they might be the greatest team ever. He could make that argument, which is effectively what he's saying in this piece. What you can't argue are the achievements. It's premature for him to be calling this LAFC team the greatest MLS team in history. I accept your argument about Toronto. It's a fine one, but they don't have what LAFC still doesn't have, and that's a continental title. If you're going to compare greatest MLS teams of all time, and we put the CCL title as the North Star, then the teams that have won that, and by the way, we can't forget about Seattle, are still ahead of the teams that haven't won it yet.
And the Galaxy.
And that's why this kind of bothers me coming from Jim Curtin, because it's the timing of it, Herc. This is not about how well LAFC played or how great they were in defeating the Philadelphia Union. This is damage control from Curtin, and I don't like that. I think he has to look at this, to your point, and say, we didn't do the job here, not start this story, make the lead paragraph, LAFC is the greatest team ever. I don't like that from a manager, given the timing of it.
I've never read that book, and I'm a Jim Curtin stan account here. He's one of my two mea culpas in my career as a pundit. I'm a fan of his, but this book of Things Losers Say, I don't contribute to this book. I've never read this book. I don't subscribe. This isn't a Jim Curtin type of thing for me, so this is new. You had it. It was yours, and you let it go. It was game one. It was game one. It was right there in your home, and you let it go.
Yeah, and this wasn't LAFC at their best, right? That's the bottom line. If you're going to come out and say the greatest MLS team in history ever, we should have just seen them at their best. They weren't at their best. You had a chance to beat them.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.